Tough, hard-fought football game against a really good team. Thought we did a lot of good things, but there's a lot of things that I think just collectively as a team we can continue to improve on. When you play a good football team like that, you've got to find a way to limit some of the things that set you back, whether it's penalties or communication, whatever it is. A lot of areas we can improve on, but I'm proud of the way our guys battled. Came back in the second half. We were able to capture the lead, really as a team, and they were able to, get that last three there, and we'd love to have a chance to give Will a swing at the very end there. But a lot of positives, a lot of things we'll build off of. Going to be a challenging turnover this week from a standpoint of a short week off a physical game. Every guy in that locker room putting everything they had into it. So these are the moments where we truly find out what we're all about, and look forward to leading this group through it.
How close did you need to get before you would send Will out there?
Yeah, my confidence in him is, I was, thinking about sending him anyway. When the penalty kind of marked it back, I think it would have been about a 73-yard field goal at that point, just outside his range. But yeah, I would have absolutely, hopefully, gave him a swing there. That's a pretty significant gain, especially with the play we had on, trying to make sure we could get as much as possible before potential Hail Mary chance or your last play kind of chance. But the goal was, I thought we were pretty darn close. I got to take a look at it exactly. I didn't get a great explanation, and it was pretty loud as far as what they actually called. But it sounded like we were either moving or not totally legal, which would have been phenomenal to see Will get a swing from what would have been probably 68. Yeah.
Offensively, you just weren't as crisp as you had been before the bye. You think the bye and the travel had anything to do with it?
Well, I think if you look at the course of the first 5 games, I don't know if I'd necessarily agree with that. Kind of the previous few quarters and things, and we really emphasized no self-inflicteds. That's really where you're seeing a lot of it. I mean, I think we averaged over 7, close to 7.5 a play. Did a lot of good things, but it's just these little self-inflicteds, whether it's a formation or a hold or, pre-snap infraction. I got to get that stuff fixed because when you're, trying to win at the level we're trying to win against anybody we play, we can't do anything to help good football teams out. And we just need to worry about all 11 guys executing the play, both pre and post-snap, with great detail in all 3 phases. And I'm going to just keep pushing this team every single day to try to do that.
Kevin, were you guys just Gibbs' 8-yard touchdown? Were you guys just kind of caught in the wrong defense? It looked like a pretty light.
Yeah, I would have to go back and look at it. I know third and whatever the D&D was, you're expecting, hell of a play call by them to sneak a run in there. They do that from time to time because Dan will be aggressive on 4th down. So great play call by them. We got to figure out a way to keep them out of the end zone.
Kevin, it looked like they were bringing receivers in to kind of chip on the edges a couple times. Was that something you had seen them do before, or was that new for them?
We've seen that from some other teams. There's always still going to be some weakness in there, even if they're doing that. And had a chance to get maybe a little bit more penetration on a couple of those looks, maybe affect Jared back there a little bit more. They executed, made some plays there. They had a nice little sequence of 3 or 4 drives there where they were able to really put some execution on tape, and at that same time it was kind of some self-inflicted things on offense that kind of put us behind the chains, and we were able to overcome it a few times. But at the other, when you don't, that's where you have to figure out ways, and that's my job, to fix those self-inflicted. Might not seem like a big deal at the time or when it is in the game, but that's what kind of football games I believe are out in front of this team when you're playing teams that are very, very good teams, and it's going to be competitive, not just the ones we got left, but hopefully more. You got to be willing to clean up those things and have the execution level be to the standard that you need to play in these games. And I thought there were some real moments of that. I thought there was some fight, dealt with adversity in the game. But clearly, if they're able to get a field goal, leave us 15 seconds left, it's not enough.
Kevin, offensively coming out of the half, was there anything specific that allowed you guys to start moving it the way you guys
Yeah, I think first and foremost we stopped kind of shooting ourselves in the foot, and we did have that drive kind of moving a little bit, and then we had the interception. I thought Sam played really good football today. A lot of big time throws. We were able to get that first touchdown in there. Really good execution of a run by Aaron and our group. That's the kind of thing we need to have consistently over and over and over again. I think I was very happy with the way we were able to respond in the third quarter and really, continue to make that thing a football game and find our way, clawing our way back. But when you had a 10-0 lead, a little cleaner, complimentary football there in the second quarter, and we'll take a hard look at that and figure out how to play consistent. But you're not gonna, really good teams, you're not gonna just steamroll through the game and have perfect plays on every play. But you better make sure it's them that's causing, truly some of those things to happen instead of some of the self-inflicted things.
And the 2-point conversion, anything from what you saw?
Yeah, they passed it off. We had a little motion there, man coverage. They passed it off. Sam tried to, put it in there and into a tight window. Might have had Speedy in the corner. I got to go take a look at it, but just one of those things where you look back on it and those are the types of things to get those 2 points would be massive in that moment. And then just some of the plays down the stretch, we got to be able to pitch and catch. We got to be able to have, the execution on a third and whatever it was, 4 or 5. Sam out there, I think all 11 could have been better on the play to make sure the detail is right in those critical moments. There was a lot of great execution of a lot of things today, explosive again in the pass game. I think we're 50, right around 50 plays. And still manage to kind of stay toe for toe, time of possession wise, yardage wise, all the stats. That's great. But what I want to see is those little things that really good teams do to give yourself the best chance to win football games like this.
You're not expecting them to pass them off in that situation?
If they do, there's we've got a plan for it.
How impressed were you by Jared Goff's just willingness to stay in there as much as he did throughout the day?
Yeah, Jared's a heck of a player. I know Jared really well. Got a ton of respect for him. He's tough, throws it as well as anybody. They've got a really good offense. Ben does a great job calling it. They're well coached, and it's just a matter of you've got to be on the screws every single snap. Run game defense. You've got to do the little things against them with play style and all those things that we've talked about. And then when you get them in those situations, how tight can we be in coverage? How great can the rush be? Can we affect him? And if he's going to stand in there and make throws, you got to figure out a way to put him in D&Ds that they're going to have to hold it a little more, and we got to cover a little tighter and all those things. It's just you can go back and watch, which we will, even on a short week. We'll get right into it right now, but you're going to find a lot of little things, tiny little details, techniques, fundamentals, calls that you'd want back, and you got to find a way to improve. You can't just enjoy the wins and come back. We enjoy those more than anything. But truly, championship caliber teams are going to look inward. At the first sign of adversity, we were able to do that in game, come back and get the lead. But challenge everybody to look inward and see if we can do just a little bit more. Can we be a little bit cleaner across the board? Because I have a ton of confidence in our team, our players, and how we work. To continue to grow and get better. It's going to be a long season. Proud of the way our guys battled back. Didn't get it done in the end.
Do you think there was more of those little things today, or they just show up more in a game?
I think they just show up more, Kev, in a game like this. The ebbs and flows of it. I don't know exactly what the total penalties. I think both teams had 8. And our 8th was that last one, trying to get that ball clocked. But it's not even so much the volume, which you always want to keep low. It's how does it impact that play? Because you just never, in a game like this, our players and coaches have to understand that we cannot just treat the end of game like this is how we're going to go win it. It might be your one impact might be a 2nd and 8 in the middle of the second quarter. It might be a 1st and 10 in the middle of the first quarter. It might be the first play of the game. But urgency and trying to make sure the standard is driven to a place around here where we get that execution, we make those plays, and we consistently complement all three phases of our team.
Kevin, Gibbs' catch at the end where they got him into field goal range.
Yep.
It looked like it was way too easy. What kind of breakdown happened there?
Yeah, I was getting ready to kind of manage the end of that, see if we could save ourselves some time if they got a play like that. I have to go back and look at it. A lot of times in those situations, you're hoping to maybe keep the back in, keep him in via pressure, whatever it was. He got out. They were able to find him, and it was an explosive for sure and a critical play in that moment. We got to take a look at it and see how we can, try to get him off the field in that moment. But to me, it goes back to how did we handle it when we, were able to force the punt there late, trying to, we get a couple runs off, get to a third and manageable, and thought we had a chance to convert, maybe eat even more clock up, maybe start getting them to use their timeouts. That's the complementary side of it, where I don't think it's necessarily one play. It's a collection of 11 guys needing to just do a little bit more, coaching included, where we just all do a little bit more to try to get a win and play the best possible game we can play.
Kevin, what did you see on Sam's interception? It looked like on the other side of the formation you had Jones open for what would have been a pretty...
Yeah, so, it was man coverage, and, the safety was kind of pre-snap leaning to Justin's side. Thought we might have a chance there to maybe get Justin going away from all that. Davis did a nice job, through 5, maybe beyond 5, with a little grab and hold and just kind of throwing the rhythm of Justin off maybe a little bit. Thought we might have had a chance to maybe give Aaron the ball there, kind of as we talked about the play. But Sam had Jordan flash to him, and Branch did a really nice job kind of being in the area to kind of jump that throw. That's one of those things. Sam made so many good decisions today through so many, highly, highly competitive throws to give our guys chances, touchdown to Justin included, and they got us on that one.
Just as far as Aaron Jones kind of battling through the week
Yep.
already, what did you make of the way that he played?
He was phenomenal. Yeah, he was really good. He was not 100%, but, literally from the time we touched down from London to today, it's been sun up to sundown treatment, and Tyler and his staff did a great job. Aaron is a true pros pro, one of those, standard setters for our team, and the fact that he was able to not only make it but have the kind of impact he did on the game. Just very, very fortunate to have Aaron Jones on the football team that I coach. Thank you.